Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Rose, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Happy St. Patrick's Day everybody. So today I am doing my video for the St. Patrick's Day shenanigans, or the JJ shenanigans event collaboration that I'm doing with Rachel Walters over at RachandBellaCrafts, and this is the last day of videos. So both myself and Rachel have videos up today. And we are doing a fun little make that has nothing to do with the giveaway or anything like that, but feel free to craft along. We just thought it would be fun to do this challenge. So what we've done is we've each picked 2 words and we are going to make a project using those words that we have chosen. So Rachel has chosen lace and the word blessing, and I chose harp, H-A-R-P. It sounds like I'm saying heart, but I'm not. I'm saying harp. So it's harp and notebook then from me. But before we do that, my little goddaughter, she is 8 years old, Robin, she decided that she really wanted to show you guys her St. Patrick's Day project that she did in school. So she is going to show you how to do that. She also wanted me to tell you that she is in 2nd class in school. So sit back and relax with Robin for a few moments and let her show you the kind of things that Irish children do in schools in the run-up to St. Patrick's Day. Okay. So that's it from our little Colleen. She was all go about doing the video, and then she didn't want to talk on the video or anything, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe next time. So yeah, that's that. Now on to what we are doing today. So obviously we're going to be making a notebook, and I have cut down all my pieces and everything here, ready to go. So we have, this is just a card base. It's made from craft cardstock, and I thought that would be quite nice with all the greens, so we're going to use that. And I've cut down all the pieces that I want to use. So we have to use harp, lace and the word blessings. Okay, so I'm going to put this down as my front piece. So obviously we have the harps going on here already. I'm just going to get this stuck down. Now, I decided to go full coverage with this. I thought about doing layers and all that sort of stuff, but I decided to just go full coverage. I'm thinking as well, guys, I might throw in a couple of focal oscuilga or a couple of words in Irish just for you guys, just for the day that's in it. So, so first things first, I guess, would be Happy St. Patrick's Day in Irish would be Lá Féile Pádraig, or Lá Féile Pádraig Git, which means Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I think that's okay. I am going to have to do a little trimming on this, which I was hoping to avoid, but I didn't get it in place before the glue kind of stuck too much. Just a tiny trim. That'll be totally fine. There we have that. Get my cap back on my glue. Now I do have a few words in Irish for the project as well. So I will go through those in a little while with you. Just going to give this a very quick ink on the edge, which I thought I had already done, but apparently not. The weather here today has been absolutely stunning for St. Patrick's Day. Like, there's a whole tradition of rain on St. Patrick's Day for the parade. But the weather didn't get the memo this year, apparently. The sun has been shining all morning. It's getting kind of dull out there now and there's a few clouds. It may rain later on. But, yeah, it's been a beautiful morning. Modern Mach. Okay, so that is that. Now, the next thing I wanted to put on there was this little piece. This is the same type of label that I have in my Echoes of Ireland kit. I just made up a new one for this particular project. It says Bonachtaí na Féile Pádraig Git. It says blessings, or St. Patrick's Day blessings to you. So that's that. So that's going to go on there. Now, I was wondering if I wanted to put maybe some gold behind it, just to lift it a little bit. I could put some of this beautiful green fabricy stuff too. This stuff. I do love this fabric. It's perfect for St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, I think I might do that. Just to have a little bit peeking out around the edges. I had a whole other plan for this project, and it really centered on a piece that I had in my stash. It was a gold harp from a St. Patrick's Day badge from back, it wasn't mine, but the type of ones that we had when I was a child. I don't see them very much these days, these particular ones. It was just a little cardboard a harp, and it was gilded foiled, but I can't find it. I know it was there because I had it in my hand the other day, and now I just don't know where it's gone. So I had to rejig my whole thought process, which is, you know, not always a good thing when you're trying to plan a project and a video. But howsoever, there's that. I'm actually going to stick this down and then cut around it. I think that would be the easier thing to do. So let's get that down. Oh, and just to mention as well, I have actually embossed this just with several layers of clear embossing powder, just to make it stand out as a focal point on the cover. Now, I do want to keep the lace off of the harp. I'm not bringing it all the way across, and I am going to trim it to the shape of the harp, or at least that's the plan. So I could do that. That's not going to work, Rose. Okay, so the bottom part here is going to, I'm just going to try marking it with a pen and see, can I do it that way? I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, and I'm sure a lot of you are shouting at the camera right now to tell me the best way to get that shape, but I can't hear you guys. Now, I do know that if I had a sharper scissors, that would be ideal, but I have to make do what I have. There, I think that's okay. Doesn't impede a whole lot. Just take a tiny sliver more off of here. When Robin said she wanted to do the video with me, I asked her would she do a notebook with me, and she said no. Categorically just no. That was not what she had planned. She wasn't doing it. She's so funny. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm going to get that stuck down and then trim it afterwards. So let's see. So we have our harp and our lace, and this actually does say blessings. So we do have blessings also. So what was left? We have lace, blessings, harp, and notebook. So technically we could nearly finish here. Just put in our notebook and leave it at that. But we're not going to do that. And I just realised as well, I haven't actually cut the pages for the notebook. So I'll have to go and do that off camera. Now, I did try to do an image transfer as well onto some fabric, but I used this glue and it didn't really work out so well, so I'm going to have to try it again with some, I have like matte medium there somewhere, gel matte medium, so I know that works for it, so I'm going to have to try it again with that and see how I get on, but it didn't work out for this. You may wonder what I'm doing here if you haven't seen me do this before. When you're using a fabric glue like this particular type of fabric glue, you need to leave it dry for a minute or so on the piece, but I don't leave it dry for too long. I just flap it about like this and it dries enough. Just so that it's tacky and it's not just seeping through your fabric, or in this case, your lace. And it sticks straight away then when you've done that, it sticks straight away when you put it down. It doesn't slide around the place. I think I may have put that on backwards, but hey ho. It still looks beautiful. Okay, that is front. We may add something else to that later, we shall see. But for now, I'm going to turn my attention to the back of the notebook. So I am going to put, where is it gone? Have I lost my, I haven't, here it is. So here we have a traditional Irish blessing. It says, "May the roads rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your may the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rains fall soft upon the fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand." So that is a traditional Irish blessing, and I am going to put this on the back of my notebook, and I am going to make it into a pocket. Now, I decided just before I started recording that I wanted to put this piece here also. So I'm going to get that down just to add a little something extra in there. Let's get our fabric glue again. Have it. And I am making a pocket out of this, okay? But I didn't realise that I was going to be making a pocket out of it when I went cutting it out. So I never left a piece aside to make gussets, and I don't want to have this too flush to piece because it would be very difficult to get things in and out. So I just made some gussets. They're just simply a strip of paper folded in half, and I have mitered the corners of them, okay? That's so simple to do. I've just cut them the right length that I wanted them. That one and that one. So I did these two first, and then I measured the length for this one, and I mitered the corners the same as these ones. I just laid this over the top and cut it. Okay, so that's all I did there. So I'm just going to get these stuck down. Can't wait to see what Rachel comes up with. Give Rachel some lace and some paper and she just comes up with amazing, amazing things. So yeah. And I really do hope you guys will craft along, and do tag us JJ Shenanigans. It'll be in the description box below if you do make one of these. I'm really interested to see how everybody interprets it differently. Way too much glue, I'm sure, but no matter. My glue bottle is getting to the end, so it's getting blocked up a little bit more often. It's usually pretty good, that glue, so I can't really complain about it. So let's get this one down. So I'm going right to the edge and I'm bringing it right to the corner here, and I've just got glue all over it. There we have that. The reason I decided to do it this way, I didn't want to lose any of the space in the pocket itself. I wanted to be able to use the full width of the pocket, so gussets it had to be. This one. And they're so simple to do anyway. One. Now, if you're doing your gussets like this, or if you're doing a piece that has something like this stuck down as opposed to just full piece folded over, do make sure that you get your glue all the way to the edges, because that will prevent things getting caught and ripping them. It's one of those instances where getting your glue to the edges is actually quite important. One in place. Ta-da! We have 2 gussets. Awesome. And last but not least, our little bottom one. And like I said a second ago, getting the glue to the edges is really important. It will be the very same when we're putting the glue on the other side of the flaps. To stick it down, it will be quite important to get the glue right to the edges. And of course, a finger tool is pretty good for doing that. Now, get this. I almost put that on upside down. Oh my lord. No, that would be disastrous. Get this one in place. And we have a gusseted pocket, even though I was idiot and didn't do them in the first place. Simples. Okay, so that is going to be on here like so. Yeah, that's going to be quite cool. Oh, I did say I was getting to the end of the bottle of glue, didn't I? Spoke too soon. Look at that. No. Just got there. Should have loads there. again, making sure I'm getting this to the edges. And the last but not least, there we have our pocket ready to be plopped down here. Excuse me. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to put this under weight for a few minutes. I am going to go and cut the pages for my notebook because silly me didn't do it. And I will be right back to you guys. Okay, so I've had to do a little bit of thinking on this one as to what I wanted. I wanted to put some lace peeking out just to get another little bit of lace in there. Not 100% sure that I really like this. It's one that I haven't really done before on a cover that would be kind of that close together, you know what I mean? So we have the double layer, but I guess if I really don't like it in the end, I can trim it off. It's kind of growing on me. So I just glued the edges of the lace, and then I went around and I just did a straight stitch around the edges as well. So the sewing is showing on the front, which I quite like. So the next thing I need to do is to get my pages sewn in. So I have them all prepped and ready to go. I'm putting 4 pages in, and I'm leaving it only at the 4 because this stuff is quite bulky. It is a very fibrous kind of cotton paper, so it does add a lot of bulk. So I'm just adding the 4 sheets in there. I have my holes already made, and I've decided to use this waxed linen thread. Just take off some of that. Hope I'll be able to thread my needle with this now. I haven't even checked that. Now normally you would do 2.5 lengths of your thread when you're binding a signature. I'm doing 3 right now just because my hands are cold and I am going to find it difficult to tie a knot. I know I will. So I'm just giving myself that little bit of extra room. Now with waxed thread, you can see it is quite, while it is still quite flexible, there is a bit of kind of stiffness to it. So before you start working with it, particularly if you're working in a colder country, just run it through your hands, warm up that wax and make it a bit more supple, and easier to work with. Just get that going there. You could also, I suppose, heat it up with your heat tool, and that would help. But part of the beauty of working with waxed thread is that it does keep its shape to a certain extent. It makes it so nice to tie knots with. Now I am going to have trouble getting this in here, I think. And it's not because I can't see it or anything, it's just because the eye of the needle is fairly narrow. And this thread is not. Aha, we have it. It is scraping some of the wax off of the thread, but that's okay. Here we go. Bring it back out another bit. I can afford to do that with this thread because it will stay put. Okay. So I am trying to decide now whether I want my threads on the inside or the outside. And I think I'm going to leave the knot on the inside. So I'm going to start on the inside. Down through here. And because of the thread being as thick as it is, it takes a little bit of wiggling, but we got there in the end. Up through the bottom one here. Like I said, I do have my holes pre-punched, so, and I just did that with the needle. I didn't even take out my awl. I didn't measure anything. I did it all by eye, keeping it very, very simple here today. make sure that that is pulled tight. That is one thing I will say about working with the linen thread, is that you do have to make sure you keep it pulled tight as you work, because it can be hard to pull it tight afterwards. Back down through the middle. Up through the other hole. And if you're a newbie, this is called a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It is one of the simplest ways of binding, and one of the most common actually in junk journaling, I think. So this is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. You can also do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. In fact, you could probably do a 7 and a 9 and 11, as long as it's an odd number, it will work. Okay, I'm just going to put my needle away so that I don't lose it. Okay, so we have our threads, and like I said, it's much easier to tie a thread, to tie a knot with wax thread, because when you pull it tight here the first time, it will tend to stay there a lot easier than regular thread. So I'm going to do a box knot. I'm going right over left and under, and I'm going left over right and under. And there we have our notebook bound in. Now I could choose to leave these threads hanging and maybe put some charms on. I'm not going to cut them off completely at the minute. I am going to even them up. But I'm going to leave them so that I have that choice in the future. So we have our notebook bound in. There is that. And it's rough and ready. It's a scrappy kind of notebook, and that is a-okay with me. And that's just some dyed paper that I did in my last dyeing session. I used things like brushos. I used alcohol inks. Did I use alcohol inks? I think I used some inks that I had made myself anyway. Yeah, and I just was playing with all the different kind of colours and spraying water and coffee and all that sort of stuff. So those were fun. Now, I have decided, I haven't done this before on a notebook, I have done it on a journal, but I've decided to put in fly leaves, okay? So the idea here is that this page will be attached here at one edge, and it will lie like this when the notebook is opened. Actually, that's the back page that I want. This is the front page. Are we on the front? Yeah. So that is the idea. Whether it will work for me now or not, I don't know. But we're going to attempt it. Okay? So I think that would look awesome. Okay. So what we need to do to achieve that, we need to get it along this edge. We're just going to put a tiny line of glue here. Like so. Of course, I've never tried it with lace underneath either, so that could prove challenging. So there we have a tiny line of glue, and I'm trying to get that down kind of onto the spine as well, just as far down as I can, so that we'll be able to keep this in place. I'm going to make sure it is the right way up, and it is. Line this up with my pages. This should be the same size as my pages, so that should be totally easy to do. Pop it down like that. So I'm going to leave it dry for a moment, and when I come back I will glue it down, but for the time being I'm going to turn it over and get the other side done. I need to make sure I have this one will be confusing if I turn it around the wrong way, so I need to make sure I don't put it on upside down. Get our line of glue down here. get it down as far as I can towards that bookboard, or the cover of the notebook. Then make sure I have this the right way around, like so. And line it up with my pages. Get it down like that. Okay, so let's go back and see what our other one is looking like. Okay, so that is nicely adhered there. Very good. Now, this is going to be the challenging bit because my glue is running out. So I have this new glue. It's the same brand, but it's a new type, I guess. Okay, as I say, not best pleased with that glue, to be honest, but it's down and it does seem to be sticking it, so we shall see. For now, it's working. So there we have our notebook, and it is looking pretty fly. I like it. I think Ruby likes it too. Okay, so with the pocket on the back, yes, I do have something for it. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about it. I have prepared this journaling card to go in there. I don't know if it's actually going to fit. Let's see. Oh, it's a tight one. What I might do, I might just trim this down a teeny tiny bit, and I do appear to have stuck my pocket together too. That was clever. There we go. Now we might fit it now. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's so much better. And it does fit almost all the ways in there. Awesome. I will trim it just a teeny tiny bit, just to make it easier to get it in and out. Let me see. I think if we take a smidgen off of this side, we should be okay. Just a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to very quickly ink this. Had all the inking and stuff done, of course. Okay. Just make sure that goes in there nicely now. Yeah, that's so much better. Brilliant. And of course, this journal card is from my Echoes of Ireland kit also, and it's a lady with our harp, so perfect for this project. Now we do also have one of the tabs from the kit. I'm going to get my ruler and fold this up nicely because it is on cardstock, and if it goes wrong at the start, there's just no getting it right. I'm not enjoying how the colours are too similar there, so that's what's going on. Just looking for another one of those page tabs. There you go. So maybe this one. Let us see. And of course I'm going to have to go and prep this if I want this. Okay, so I'm actually enjoying this one a little better, I think. It needs inking, but yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, I much prefer that. Okay, I'm not even going to back that onto card. I'm going to leave it as it is. Just trying to think, do I want to round the corners on that? I think I will. So I'll just give them a very small round. This is a 4mm corner round. Just to make it look a bit more finished. Very quick bit of ink on those. Now I do want to put something, a little something on the back of this. So I'm going to do it before I put this on. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a script stamp. Let's see, I have all different kinds of text. I think I'll just use regular text on here. And I'm going to emboss some gold writing on here, just a little something something. I still want this to be able to be written on, so I'm just doing a tiny bit. So let's get this inked up. There we go. Okay, so that is that. It just adds a little something something to the back of that. I had a mini panic attack there for a second, thinking that I'd put the text upside down, but of course that wouldn't have mattered anyway, even if I had. Just trying to straighten this out a little bit. It'll straighten out once it goes into the pocket anyway. Just going to get this, not this one, this tab on. Now, do I want it this way? Or do I want it this way? I think I want it that way. And of course I picked up the empty bottle again. Oh look, there's more coming out. Yay! Oh, it's the little things. I'm going to just spread this glue to the edges. I think about there. Maybe over a touch. And jobs are good. Okay, just going to get all the excess powder off of there. I'm just using my cheesecloth for that. First thing that comes to handy. Okay, so there we have our journaling card, and that fits nicely into our pocket. Yes, it does. We tried it already. We know it does. There we go. And it looks kind of cool peeping out there. Now, this is kind of glaring at me. I do need to ink this a little tiny bit. It's just off tone with the rest of the pieces because everything else is inked. There we go. Okay. So guys, I think that is everything. There we have our beautiful St. Patrick's Day notebook. I am leaving those because I will possibly put something in there. Ta-da, and that is nicely in place, and the fly leaves worked out pretty okay. So I am liking that, and I think I quite like the lace on it too, the lace on the edge. I did actually go and cut into the edge a little bit so that it wasn't so perfectly straight, so it looks a little bit more kind of rough and ready, and I think that works better with the notebook. Now the last thing, and I don't know if I even want to do this, kind of thinking that I want to put some of this on here, just a touch, and I have this green ribbon as well. So I was thinking that I would put the green ribbon across there, and some of this beautiful gold trim down here, and that will finish it nicely. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So, of course, gluing this very thin ribbon is going to be all sorts of fun, isn't it? And gluing that other trim is no fun either, I have to admit, but we suffer for our art. That on there. Just going to leave that get tacky for a minute. Put away my stamp, and while we're waiting for that, let me just remind you again about the prize drawing for the collaboration. So you need to make a stained glass piece, you need to make a Celtic cross piece, you need to post photographs of both of your pieces separate, or you can actually do one photograph with both pieces in it. Hashtag JJ Shenanigans, that will be in the description box below. You can post either on Instagram or on Facebook, or both if you want, that's no problem. You have to have those pieces done to enter into the giveaway draw, but any comment that you make on any of the collaboration videos, the JJ Shenanigans collaboration videos, will also make an extra entry for you for the prize. So the prize is a genuine Irish ephemera pack. I will be making that up with pieces that I have in my collection. My Echoes of Ireland kit will be included, and also Rachel from RachandBellaCrafts is giving a copy of her Dublin Doors kit also. So it's an amazing prize pack. So do make sure you get your pieces in for that. I am doing the drawing next Thursday, so the competition will be open until Wednesday evening. Okay, so you have until Wednesday evening to get your pieces made and ready to go. Okay, this is not one of the pieces that you need for the draw, but please do, if you do go and make one of these with the prompts that we have used today, do tag us and do use the hashtag JJ Shenanigans. We would love to see what you've done. So I'm just going to lay that down there very gingerly. There we go. And now this stuff, I'm not sure if this is actually metal or what it is. I mean, it bends and things like metal and wire, so it possibly is metal. I want to get some of that down there. And I have used some of this at Christmas, but I can't for the life of me remember if I used regular glue or something like glossy accents. Do I want it there or there? Or there? There? There. I think just there is fine. Okay, so I'm going to chance it with our fabric glue. Just going to get a bead of that. Oh, that's way too much. Just going to get as small a bead as I can coming down here. Again, I'm going to have to leave this sit for a moment. But in the meantime, I can get this piece trimmed off. There we go. Looking good. I'm enjoying the pocket on the back of this notebook, I have to say. Yeah, it is quite a nice little make. So I'm happy that we did this little challenge. I do love these kind of things where I'm pushed out of my comfort zone and I end up having to think of things that I wouldn't normally think of. I mean, I could have just done a straight up notebook with a sheet of paper out of the kit. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something a little different. So I came up with this, and I possibly would never have come up with that only for this challenge. So yeah, I'm really enjoying doing these kind of challenges and events and things like that. I'm just going to wave this about for a second, like so. And let's see if we can get this down nicely. Oh. I don't know why I'm dreading putting this down, because like I said, I worked with it at Christmas and I had no issues with it. So there we go. Now I'm just going to grab a wipe just to mop up those little extra bits of glue. I will trim the top of that as well in a moment when this has set. I'll just take the worst of the threads off there for now. There we go. Okay, so there we have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed my make today. Do make sure you go hop over and watch Rachel's video. I can't wait to see. It's going to be awesome because she's always awesome. And if you haven't been following along with the collaboration, the event for St. Patrick's Day, do go back and watch all our videos. I do have a playlist. I will make sure that all the videos are added in there on my channel. And I will link that in the description box below. You should be able to find it just by clicking on my channel name, and that'll bring you to my channel. Go into playlists and it should come up for you there. But I will link the playlist below as well. Do make sure you go back and watch all of the videos. Craft along with us if you want to be entered into the giveaway for the ephemera pack and the 2 digital kits, and have some fun with us. And let me know in the comments below what you did for Paddy's Day. Did you celebrate? Did you go to a parade? Did you cook some Irish food? What did you do? Let me know. I'm interested to hear. Mine has been very quiet today. Like I said, I was supposed to go out for lunch, but it didn't happen. That's, you know, one of those things. So I'll go for lunch tomorrow instead. So that's it, guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Bye.